It was like almost like a fairy tale at first, you know. The relationship went pretty fast. It escalated. I got pregnant. We got engaged to get married. And then about like 3 or 4 months into my pregnancy, things started getting real volatile. And I didn't really understand it. I came from a real broken home growing up. And so having a family was really, really important to me. And so instead of looking at the red flags, I was really looking at, hey, I want my family that bad. So I was willing to, fight for it in a sense. I didn't realize I was in a domestic violence relationship at all. In my mind, I psychologically made it in a way that he wasn't abusing me because we just had a fight. So I was like making excuses for it, and it got worse. It no longer was fighting. It turned into strangling. One day he was super, super angry, and he tried to strangle me, but it wasn't a normal strangle. It was like I felt my neck crack. He grabbed me from the back, and he, really, really was trying to kill me. But my kids were upstairs, and all I could think about was them being over me and lifeless. And I couldn't let that happen, so I fought as hard as I could. The day that my abuser tried to take my life, that didn't work. He didn't succeed at that. So he had a master plan, and his plan was to falsely accuse me of abusing my kids and report me to CPS. Now I'm dealing with losing my kids, not because I allowed my abuser to abuse my kids, but because I put my foot down to my abuser. Now my abuser is manipulating the system, and he's doing it well. I felt like a pea in a big world full of people who got power. I never knew somebody could just lie on you, abuse you for years and just lie on you, and your kids could be gone like that. I didn't know the system worked like that. I thought that I would be able to plead my case and they would see that I was a victim, but they didn't care. LifeWire had already been in my life months before that, but I was still scared. But this situation happened, and I didn't have nobody else to turn to. So I reached out to Mackenzie and broke down and told her everything that was going on. And she gave me the first sense of security. That she was gonna be there with me. That was the first time I didn't feel judged for the decisions I made, whether they were right or good. LifeWire was on top of everything. They got me a legal advocate to help work through all of these legal issues. They've helped out on the holidays for Christmases, stopping by bringing gifts for my kids. It was just like a whole little network of people set in motion to help me and my kids through that situation. It's very relieving just having stable housing, not being on a run anymore. I watched my kids blossom into totally different kids. They're reaching goals and becoming just these amazing little humans. LifeWire means so much to me. They have literally lifted me up out of the lowest point of my life. I've never felt this peace in my whole life, and I finally have it. Throughout everything, I'm really teaching my kids self-love and self-worth. I want my daughters and my son to look at me and be able to say, you know what? My mom went through some stuff, but she got through some stuff. I want them to see that strength and understand that they take that with you in life, because you're gonna need it.